Okay, so we are back. And today I want to talk about, you see on the side of the highway, like, we buy houses, we buy ugly houses, like those little signs.
Oh, yeah.
Or I had a friend call yesterday that said, I have been called like 10 times wanting to buy my ex-wife's house because it was foreclosed on in a tax lien. But the company's never done anything with the house.
Right.
And it was like in June when they foreclosed on it.
Yeah.
They've never like taken ownership of it. They've never put it on an auction, nothing. So this lady's like living in it rent free still,
Yeah.
or mortgage free still. I mean, the house was paid off in this case, but and she got foreclosed on like $5,000,
Yeah.
which was basically nothing. So I wanted to talk about like all of that. What is that when you have people that call you like 10 times a day? And so with this guy, he said, how did you get my number? And he said, your name and number is associated with this house down at the county building. So you can go down there and take it off. And so I was like, I don't know what department you would call. Like, let me call somebody. So I called a friend, and the friend was like, well, I said, I don't know if this is the recorder's office or if this is the clerk's office because there is this case. I explained the whole thing. He said, actually, I think it would be the treasurer's office because there is a lien sold and whatever. Or it would be the sheriff's office if it has gone to sheriff's sale, which I said, I don't think it has or been put on that list or whatever. So I kind of sent him in the direction of the treasurer's office so that he could take it off. But he said, I think by the time that it gets to this, you have already been put on so many lists and they're so out there that it doesn't matter if you call down and take your name off of the list associated with this house.
No.
Because clearly, like, they got divorced 5 years ago. They don't even speak. Like, he doesn't have any claim to the house. She bought the house before they were even married. So even though, like, yes, it was marital property because it was paid while they were married, in their divorce, they settled it. Like, it was fine.
Yep.
He literally has no claim to this house whatsoever, but he keeps getting called. So,
And that's the problem with public information.
right. So are these We Buy Ugly Houses a scam? The We Buy Houses that are on the side of the road. Who is that? Is it wholesalers? Is it flippers? Is it investors? What? Is it attorneys?
My gosh, how much caffeine have you had?
Yeah.
You didn't even take a break.
Right.
Like, hi.
So
how
let's
are
talk
you?
about all of it.
And this is how you feel because it is like you're getting bombarded all over the place, right? And so many questions and things that you brought up. And as a general rule, I'm going to say if you see those little, we'll call them yard signs, the little signs that you can stick out on the yard stakes, right? And the metal stakes, and they go out on the corners or in front of the houses or in front of the properties. The issue is that reliable, or is that just cheap advertising that somebody's taking advantage of? So if it's cheap advertising, does that add to credibility, or does that add to feels a little scamish, right?
I mean, it does feel a little scamish.
Absolutely.
Especially when we buy ugly houses. Like,
Well, and so
My
they're
house is
trying to
ugly?
say, who wants to call their house ugly? But they're trying to say, well, I don't want to have to fix my house up in order to sell it, right? So that's the reason why there's this play on these words. It's trying to use that mental side of advertising and taking advantage, or just getting somebody to read the sign, right? Oh, well, they're calling my house ugly. They haven't seen ugly, right? So I wouldn't say that they're all a scam. I would say that it's questionable, right? So if somebody can just throw that out there and they're basically spending pennies in order to do that, and it's all over the place, or somebody legitimately who's willing to work with people who need to sell because of situations, and they've bought the billboard. What's the difference? Top pricing, right?
yeah.
But would you believe that the billboard is more credible than the little yard sign? Potentially, right?
Yeah.
But more importantly, we get bombarded by this in text messages. Like, text message just generically, randomly show up, and it's like, buy your house. And I'm like, I'm not selling my house. Like, how do they even get your phone number at that point, right?
Yeah.
And then you get to the emails that you get. I mean, you're just bombarded by all of this stuff all the time. And so that probably makes me feel like my name is on a list somewhere.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to probably discount everything that comes in that's so random, doesn't know me, there's no relationship that's built. I can't believe that it's legitimate at that point.
So are these people typically local, or are they some out of state person?
It honestly can be both. And more than likely, they get a Google number that's for this particular area code so that it looks like it's local, but when you talk to them, you obviously pick up that this is not a local person.
Yeah.
And they don't have any real information. They are just basically trying to put the pieces together. If they get a hot lead off of here, does that mean now that name and your number is going to be sold to another list, and then you're going to get hit by all of these other aspects? I mean, I'm just so suspect of all of that anymore. I know there are some advertisers even on TV where they're doing legitimate higher cost, right? That they're putting these ads out there and they're just offering to be able to buy your home. No commission costs, no, you don't have to fix it up. We'll buy it as is, where is. And probably has a legitimate side to what they're doing. Obviously, they're spending some money to do that type of advertising. But I would always caution people to, if it sounds too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. And there's probably some reason why, especially if you're getting inundated with all of this, right? All of these different types of contact, that definitely makes it feel like I don't want any part of it.
Yeah.
And you're correct. I mean, even I have been, for the last 10 years that I've been in my home, I every year, all the time, get these messages for somebody who's never lived in this house. And it's like, I finally talked with the recorder's office because I'm like, how do I get this to stop? This is insane. Because once the mail starts, physical delivery of the mail, they're really trying to verify, are you really there? Are you a person? And if you stop the messages on your cell phone, if you reply to it, this is not, then they sell that to another, like this is a live person because they've contacted us. So all of the things that you can do to help protect yourself, right? All the things that you can do to maybe not get sold onto further lists. I've been told is instead of replying like, this is not Janice, this is...
Somebody thinks that I'm George over on Marlowe Street.
Yeah. So instead of replying, this is not, because I've learned this the hard way, because then that sells you off to another list, is you just block the number. As soon as you respond, they know that's a valid phone number. Mm-hmm. And so that's what they want. They want valid phone numbers that they can sell on these lists, on whatever, I don't know. There is so much that people could be doing worthwhile with their time if they've got that much ingenuity.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they are scamming people, but there's billions of dollars.
So that makes me kind of question, are they even building those lists for real estate needs?
Oh, of course. I mean,
or could it be for something else?
It's for every aspect that you can talk about.
Right, because, like insurance people will buy these leads, or even in the political realm, they have these like mailing houses that have all this data that they can tell you like 45 different points about you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is unbelievable the information that is out there on all of us, right? Mm-hmm. And as realtors, one of the things that we say, once you get your real estate license, everybody has something to sell you. So you're going to hear about every opportunity to get in on the latest technology and how to gain clients and how to up your business and all. I mean, like it's just non-stop.
Yeah.
And some of it's valid, some of it's great information. Some people really need that kind of like structured source of somebody do this for me type of thing. But you will waste and spend so much money if you are not actively tracking, keeping up with, or realizing what you're getting into. And I mean, one of the things now is that even when you just go to Amazon and you want to buy something, well, you can save money if you subscribe and get this sent to you every month or every 3 months or whatever. Well,
yeah.
How many people keep up with what they've actually subscribed to?
So I will subscribe and then cancel it like the next day.
Oh, so you do actually remember to go back and cancel it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I try to set myself, like if I really might like this, but I'm going to set myself a reminder, I'll set a reminder so that I know to go back in 2 weeks and then cancel it. If I'm not getting any benefit out of it, I'm canceling it, right?
Yeah.
But again, once people get your credit card, your debit card, or any of that access, getting them to stop the charges, like my son at one time had a battle with Uber Eats or something like that. So he'd ordered some food one night or whatever.
Yeah.
And it did that automatic, hey, we'll save you money by every month we'll charge you. Well, he totally didn't pay any attention to it. And so It was 14 months later. He's like, why am I getting these charges? And then he's like, why the hell have I had these charges for all of these months? Like, and he's totally free. Like, I don't even use this service. And I'm like, oh, there was the one time. And he's like, holy shit. So when you finally get to that source, they were only willing to give him back one of the months, like the last month, because you've passed your time, dude. You can't get it back. And so if you multiply that, how many times that can happen?
For all these subscription services that you have.
Yes. Yeah. The reality is it's just easy money. And so and I kind of think that's the way it is with our property taxes, to be honest. It's been easy money. We know we have to pay it, so we pay it. And instead of really pushing back and saying, no, I'm not paying this, lower it, dispute it, doing all these things, they have eked away at all these years of getting all that extra money. And now here we are.
Yeah.
So are these scams? Potentially. I definitely would be weary as an individual. I mean, I'm uncomfortable just knocking on doors when I'm doing my business, right? I want to go meet the neighbors and let them know I have the house listed down the street. Hey, how's everything going? Do you have any concerns? Anything that I can maybe help with? And if I'm initiating that and it's a cold call, right, that makes it a little bit more intrusive and maybe more suspect. Mm-hmm. But if you reach out to me, you're like, hey, I see that you're a realtor. I just wanted to know. Well, on the surface of that, then yeah, I'm going to say, hey, I'm happy to help. What can I help you with? And let's have this conversation, right? But I also have to even look at that. Is this really a legitimate buyer who wants to go see this house? Or are they trying to get me out in the middle of nowhere and I'm going to be dead?
Right.
So everything we do, we need to follow our instincts. We need to follow our gut. Understand people are they're hustling. They're trying to build the business. They're trying to make the money. So I don't fault a kid who wants to put out a yard sign saying they cut grass and whatever. I don't want to say that all of it's a scam. I just want to say that we need to use our caution with it. So there are a lot of investors who try to find those particular properties that maybe has some hidden equity in it, right? Like maybe it's really money that could be earned. They're willing to put some work in to fix the house up so you don't have to fix it in order to sell it to them.
So those are the houses that say are worth $300,000, but they buy it for $150, put 30 into it, and then sell it for $300.
Right. And so the seller may have already paid off their mortgage and they bought it. And so now, if they get their $150 back or they get $200 out of it, maybe that's still a benefit to them, right? So those numbers really have to be something that works for the seller, right, the homeowner, and especially then for the investor, who then would be looking at, if I'm flipping it, that I need to still make sure that it's in the range of where buyers are going to be interested, but I'm going to get my money recouped and the money I've put in it. So if all three levels can win, those are good situations.
Yeah.
It just is that, Ohio has passed some laws against wholesaling, and that it's very strict requirements. So again, the idea is to protect the consumers. And
so this is, wholesaling is, you see advertised and you go down to the Marriott and they have this class all weekend that you can pay to take. And basically you find the house, you find the buyer, and then you're kind of the middle guy.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're not really doing anything, like you're not doing the renovation work. You're not putting really your money up. Maybe you're using other people's money in order to make the deal happen, because that's where their hard money lenders come into play. And so if you can make the deal happen, and the state of Ohio is saying, yeah, we need to have a little bit more transparency with this. First of all, you can't just be a wholesaler, unregulated, and come in here. There needs to be some skin in the game, right? You need to have some understanding who's the party involved in the contract. If there is an unnamed party, well, there's issues with, are you money laundering? Are you a foreign entity that then is going to be other problems? And so they really have tried to crack down on these things. So again, I would just caution anybody. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Those going to those seminars, again, I try to get something of benefit for myself out of anything that I'm involved with like that. So yes, it's good to go hear and see what they're saying, because they have information that is working and really what a part of consumers are needing, right? Like, I just need relief. I need to be able to sell my house and not have to do all the stuff to fix it up.
Yeah.
But I still need to get my number out of it. And if that number jives and you've got an investor who just needs to get a deal and I want to make a little bit of money off of it, I'm not being greedy, I don't need to make $500,000, I'm okay if I make 25 grand off of this deal.
Yeah.
But I'm going to put in about 25 grand. So now my number is I need to get 50 cleared, right? So that 150 that they may have bought it for now is at 200, and the buyer would probably be at a 300. So if they're at a 200, the buyer is going to get a deal. But if they put 100,000 into it, and we've seen this, and they think, well, I can just mark it up to 400,000. Now the buyer is getting not the benefit. The investor's trying to get the most out of it. Or like the one house that we saw where the sellers have basically done no updates.
Yeah.
It's all the original. And they've doubled their price.
Yeah.
I have a hard time with that. Just because the market has gone up doesn't mean you don't get to do anything in order to earn it. Like,
yeah.
Come on, let's
right.
be reasonable.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could have half cut that there, maybe there wouldn't have been any pushback. But that's kind of like big scope overview of how you would probably look at these types of things, and mm-hmm. understand this market has been really difficult for a lot of reasons. We came out of COVID. We had all the craziness going on with all the prices increasing. We're battling the property tax issue now, and we're battling people not earning to the rate of what inflation has been, let alone the property tax values, right?
Right.
And so people are really trying to figure it out. And what they're trying to figure out is, how do I tap the equity without giving up my position? And, I've talked with a lot of investors because that is an opportunity for people, which just parlays over into, one of the other things that we talked about is that people are just looking for, how can I make it until things ease up? How mm-hmm. can I get there? So a reverse mortgage comes into play. They want to flip their house. Maybe I rent out part of my house. I mean, there are so many things that are being pushed to the consumers that here's how you can make it. Here's how you can do it.
That's why a lot of people my age especially are Airbnb-ing a room because they don't have kids. They have, an extra room. Maybe it has like a external entryway so they can put a lock on it or whatever.
Yeah. And that's the reality, is that a lot of people are really trying to say, what can I get? Some side income coming in, some benefit without maybe giving up my position as it is.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So I think we've kind of overviewed all my questions.
Yeah, so the big thing is if you start getting bombarded with that, how do you stop it?
Mm-hmm.
And so we know you can report spam, you can do all this stuff. None of that really seems to work, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Because I get like 700 things a day.
Yeah.
At a minimum. And it's like, oh my gosh, I just want to stop. Which is why I don't do some of those practices, because I don't want to be considered in that realm of just trying to catch somebody when they're down and take advantage of them, right?
Yeah.
But you can talk to the treasurer's office. So if you look at your property tax bill, you want to make sure, how is that registered? If they're calling about a specific property and it's not the one you're in, then look up that property or have a realtor look it up for you. Hey, can you help me with this? I'm getting all these calls and I don't understand. What do I have to do with 124 Main Street? Well, let's look it up. 124 Main Street. Well, when they changed the deed, they didn't change the tax address, and so that's where you still get this billing. That would be a treasurer's office at that point. It could be that there was a mistake on the deed itself. I just had somebody come in and they were like, I've never even lived at this address. And I'm like, well...
Yeah, like I did not live at Marlowe Street.
So let's take a look, and we talked to the recorder's office, and it was recorded wrong originally 15 years ago, and this person did not realize it. They never realized when they got their title that it had been recorded wrong. And it's like, I never lived there. I don't even know. And I'm like, it's a slip of a finger. It can happen. And so just source it back, and then you can usually get to an answer. Is that going to stop it? Probably not, because that information, in his case, has been sold out there for 15 years.
Yeah.
So people are just like, you're on the list, but I'm going to keep hitting you up.
Yeah, right. And kind of a shout out to Montgomery County Recorder Lori Kennedy is great. If you have any questions, you just call down there. Yep. Or our friend John McManus down at the Treasurer's Office.
Of course, yes. Yeah. And if you don't like their answers, then tell them, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah, you can tell them we sent you down there to answer your questions.
Absolutely.
Cool.
And they definitely are there to work with us and to help us in those situations. And they also want to try to get the information correct, because it doesn't do anybody any good if a property is never receiving their property tax bill, they certainly aren't necessarily going to be paying it, right?
Yeah.
So that would make you wonder, well, if I've never seen my property tax bill, where is it going?
Yeah. So I feel like we haven't done this in a while, but a tip to end the episode is reach out to a realtor.
Yeah.
If you need some kind of relief on your mortgage, see what they say the options are, and you can reach out to Tammy because she's the best in this area in Ohio, right?
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
All right.
Thanks for joining us today on the Realty Podcast. If you enjoyed the knowledge and entertainment today, please subscribe and share with your friends. We will be embarking on a journey that bridges the gap between realtors and clients, uncovering the heart and tea of real estate.